Hey everyone, it's Rachel. Today I'm going to attempt to learn a new and pretty difficult riff, the main riff from Blackened by Metallica, and I'm going to share the process with you. So this is the riff right here. I'm just playing it in Guitar Pro. As you can tell, it's quite fast. I always thought this riff sounded super cool, but I never got around to learning it, so I thought it'd be fun to share the process with you, even though I won't be getting anywhere close to 100% speed in the span of this video. So today to start out, I'm just going to look up some lessons on YouTube and just get the initial riff down, and then we'll work on speeding it up. I'll share any videos I reference or find useful in the video description. So I'm just playing the first part now, figuring out from the lesson and listening, but I keep wanting to alternate pick, which I know is a big no-no when playing most Metallica songs. I just need to force my muscle memory to not go into my usual alternate picking here. Another thing here so far, just with this first part here, is that I'm not sure if all of the notes are supposed to be palm muted or only the low E string. So I need to figure that out, but that might be something that will come later from watching other videos as well. Okay, let's figure out the next part after this part. Something like that there. Maybe some of this is okay to alternate pick here. Maybe that part though. Yeah, something like that so far. So far sounds good. I think I'm just gonna do that part alternate picked, but hopefully that's okay. I'm not sure how James actually plays it, and I would probably, if I was doing a full cover, look at a video where he's playing it live and just compare. That's usually what I do to make sure I'm playing it like the artist, and yeah, it's a good way to check yourself on your playing. Okay, I think we have that part loosely down now. The palm muting could use some work, and also I keep stalling before the part on the first part of the riff, but we have it generally down, so we can keep going here. I think that is kind of most of the riff though. It sounds really cool even at a slow speed. As you can see, compared to the actual song right here, if I just play back the actual riff, that's quite a bit faster than how I'm playing it right now. But that's okay, we can work up to that. So this next part here, after you do the first, just goes. So it's almost the same, you're just playing this note instead of the octave higher one. And let's see what we have next. Nope. Okay, so that's after we played the riff a couple of times, and I don't know if all of it is totally palm muted. It sounds like it might be, but I would need to compare it to the actual song, and again, you can adjust minor things as you go along. It's just good to get the general muscle memory down, and then make adjustments as you learn. At least that's how I do it. I adjust things as I'm listening to the song and playing along with it later on. So I think that it's actually pretty much the whole riff, actually. It's not that complicated in terms of what's going on, but it is really fast and really fast downpicking, so it's quite difficult actually. And let's see how fast we can play along with it currently. I'm just going to Guitar Pro and slow it down and just kind of try to play along with it. So I'm going to have the metronome as well here, and you can just loop something by highlighting it. So let's start even slower than 50%, 25%, I can definitely play that. Keep messing up that part here. As you can see, learning and playing along to things are difficult. They're difficult things to do. I seem to be able to play it better right now without playing along to the actual song or the actual MIDI file, but yeah, that's how things tend to go. I usually actually don't go straight into playing along with the song. I usually kind of practice it without the song for a little bit more, but for the sake of this video, I wanted to do that. So yeah, throwing me off a little bit, but that's how these things go. I'm gonna move it up to like 40% now, 40% speed. So it sounds like we play through the riff 3 times, I guess, before we go into the end part where and that's after 3 full times, I think, through the riff here. And we haven't actually gotten to that because I keep messing up at some points. So I was missing an open string chug there before going into the... Let's just try that part again here. So I'm just looping this part a little bit to get used to it. That's something I also do when I'm learning. I'll loop parts that I'm struggling with or parts that I haven't focused on as much rather than playing through the whole thing all the time. I mean, it's definitely good to be able to play through the whole thing, but you also want to focus in on the parts that are harder for you at the time when you're working on it, because otherwise those parts might get far behind the other parts that you're learning. Okay, so I think I generally get that, and I think we generally have the riff down, but it will definitely take a while to get it up to speed. Usually when I'm learning a riff, I'll increase it at like 5% increments, so every time I feel comfortable, I'll then bump it by 5%. But sometimes I'll also just speed it up a ton to really throw me out of my comfort zone, even if I can't play it, and then I'll bring it back down, because sometimes having that like franticness of trying to keep it up to speed when you actually can't at that point helps you at a slower speed because it feels relatively slow compared to the really fast speed. So that's a trick I sometimes use when I'm learning new things, but I don't think we're quite at that stage yet. So I'm just gonna play it again a little bit without the backing track, just from my memory here. And I think it just goes back into the start from there, but we're just trying to get the riff down once, so let's get back to practicing. Okay, let's try bumping it up maybe to 50%. That is skipping a 10% jump, but let's see what we can do here. Oops. I forgot that is the ending part. That's the sort of thing that I mess up a lot when I'm learning. I just forget when they change, basically, rather than just going the same way. And remembering when things switch into a new part is something that comes with time and with practice. So let's try it again. That was pretty good at 50%, so let's just try to bump up the speed a little bit, maybe to 55 here. There's the ending, I keep missing it. Okay, let's try to go up to 60% speed. My wrist is definitely feeling the burn now. So I feel like I can definitely play it at 60% speed right now. It just sometimes my muscle memory gives out and I played the wrong thing. So yeah, I guess it depends on the definition of play. I'm not sure how much more I should go in this video because I'm not going to get up to 100%. It's just really fast at 100%. Let's just do a reminder here of how fast 100% is. I am not anywhere close to that right now, but I'm doing okay at 60%, so let's do a little bit more. Let's try 65. Sometimes I just get thrown off and start thinking about other things and forget what I'm supposed to be playing when I don't have the muscle memory down. And this gets much easier once you get that muscle memory down, which usually kind of cements overnight for me. I feel like if I take a break from my playing and practicing, things get more cemented in my head. So yeah, if you're getting frustrated with something, it might not be a bad idea to take a break, sleep on it, and get back to it the next day. But I want to see if I can get a little bit faster here. Let's just see what we can do at 70. I think it's a little bit too soon to move on because I'm not getting it 100% of the time, but let's just try it for the video. This is pretty fast, but it is doable. My wrist is getting pretty tired though from playing this for like an hour straight now. I like the ending there because that is the easy part right now, if I remember to play it. Let's try 75% speed. Okay, so that wasn't perfect, but we sort of did it. I think that actually this part is the most tricky part going up in speed because it's kind of a different hand movement than the rest of the riff, so I'm getting thrown off. So I'd probably zoom in on that part and just repeat that part over and over again if I were trying to learn this for real right now outside of this video. So 75% speed is a bit of a struggle right now and my wrist is burning a bit, so I think we're basically going to call it there for this video. I've been practicing probably for a little bit over an hour now since I first learned the riff, and it's been a lot of fun. For one last go, let's just bump it up to 100% speed and see what we can do. It's not going to be pretty. Oh no. Well, that is way too fast for me right now, but maybe I could play the ending here. Closer. So I think while I have my wrist still intact, that is enough of learning this song for today, and I hope you enjoyed sharing the learning process with me. I'm not actually currently planning on focusing on this song or on this riff and on getting it up to 100% speed. I may practice it from time to time now that I know the riff, but I have some other things I'm working on. I think it would take a very long time for me to try to get this up to speed currently, but if I do go back to it in the future, I will definitely have a leg up since I've learned the basic mechanics of the riff, and yeah, it's just a really fun one. For a while now on my channel, I've had mostly polished covers where you're seeing the result of many hours of practice, but I haven't been showing as much of the raw progress and raw guitar playing as I used to in the past. So I thought this would be a fun way to share the learning process again and kind of go back to my channel's roots and show that it is difficult to learn guitar, it's difficult to learn new riffs, and it is okay to make mistakes, and it will take a long time to get things up to speed, and it's just about the process and about having fun with the process as you're learning guitar. If you enjoyed this type of video, definitely let me know in the comments, and also let me know if you have any riff suggestions for me to try to learn in future similar videos. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.